We were on tour. People keep sharing this sped up version.
Yeah, like the White House or something. Joe Biden did it on the White House. It was Joe Biden with the White House Instagram.
Yeah. I did not see that one. That is so
and
good.
All these other crazy ones like the football, the NFL playing it and stuff. We're completely independent musicians.
Yeah. What does that mean, completely independent?
We don't have any contractual obligation to make music for anyone. No one else is getting a cut from our music except for us. We own all of our intellectual property, all of the masters, everything. It's all ours.
Do you think that's rare?
People need to chill out on the internet a bit and their own profiles and all of that.
Are you on any socials personally?
Me personally, no. Some of the other guys are, but I know they don't give two fucks about it. So
you're pretty active on Messenger.
I want to dive into the album, Chiaroscuro. What was happening in your life at the time? Let's go back to the writing stage, or when you were just about to write the record. What was going on?
A long time ago.
We were all living...
Welcome to On The Record, the podcast where we revisit the albums that changed everything. The ones that defined careers, soundtracked moments in our lives, and left an imprint that still lingers today. Today, we are diving into Chiaroscuro, a breakthrough second album from Sydney's Ocean Alley. When this record dropped in March 2018, it catapulted the band from cult favourites to one of Australia's biggest music exports. Chiaroscuro gave us the swaggering sun-soaked anthem Confidence, which not only claimed #1 in Triple J's Hottest 100 of 2019, but also re-emerged years later thanks to TikTok. So it re-entered the R&B charts and landed on the Billboard TikTok Top 50. But this album was more than one song. It dominated the Hottest 100 a year after it was released. It had 4 tracks making the countdown, plus their like a version of Baby Come Back. And it cemented Ocean Alley's reputation for fusing psych rock, reggae grooves, and dreamy melodies into something unmistakably their own. On this episode, I am joined by Angus and Mitch to unpack the story of Chiaroscuro, how it was born out of share house living and endless jam sessions, the risks that they took in the studio, and how this album set them on the path from shed rehearsals to festival main stages across the globe. This is Ocean Alley. On the record.
So I was thinking about the place where the band was right before Chiaroscuro. Am I saying that
yeah,
right? Okay.
Chiaroscuro.
Chiaroscuro.
Yeah,
when right before the record came out, I was thinking about where you guys were. It was kind of like this penultimate moment where I've seen a lot of Aussie bands be at that point where there's this huge groundswell. All eyes are on you. You've got this cult following. You're doing some amazing stuff with singles. You had your 2 EPs. You had your debut album out. I feel like it could have either gone two ways. Either you could be like this massive global export that we have now, or you could have kind of gone off into obscurity and maybe done like a pub tour every couple of years. Because it's very difficult to make it in Australia as an Aussie band for so many reasons. Do you feel now like you've made it?
We feel lucky, whatever. Yeah, we do.
I
feel very fortunate the way things have panned out.
I think the short answer to that is yes.
Yeah.
Does luck play into your
I think
success?
it does. Yeah, I think just like the right time and like obviously we put in a lot of hard work and stuff, but
you have to be in it to win it. You have to put the work in, but there's such a luck and timing thing that comes to music because it's a subjective. It's art, you know. So some people are going to like it. Sometimes, and then trends change and what people like changes, and you got to be there at the crossroads, kind of.
When you look back, like what were the lucky moments? I think the lucky moments from an outsider fan perspective is that you all bonded over the same music. You're all loving Hendrix and Pink Floyd and so many others. You all were like from the same area. All obviously had time to jam out in a shed.
Yeah, I mean, very fortunate to find each other and have that chemistry together that's lasted. I think that's one of the hardest things to find is people that work well together and can create a sound that...
Yeah, and to be in a position, like you're saying, to be in a position to then take that and then be able to be fortunate enough to have the time and the means to just hang around and write music together. I mean, we're all working day jobs, but we grew up together close by, so it was easy for us to, early days, it was like 2 nights a week we'd put aside and we'd all get together, and some nights we
Did a bit of music.
did a bit of music. Some nights we wouldn't do anything, other nights we'd do a lot, and everything in
But it
between.
was just fun.
Yeah.
What was the point where you were like, okay, we have made it? Was it the quitting of the day jobs? Is there an exact moment?
Not really. Even after the quitting of the day jobs,
We were just stoked with that.
we were stoked with that, but it's still like, and even now it's not a secure job to have, really. I mean,
It's
you
probably
write,
the least secure job to have.
yeah, you write a shit record, or you think it's a good record, but no one likes it. It's like,
You're just kind of writing it for what it is and enjoying it while it lasts.
So wait, is there this feeling of like this could be taken away at any
I
moment?
mean, you're not thinking that all the time, of course, but I don't know.
that gives us a bit of drive, I think, and so we don't take it for granted like
You just
that.
embrace it, yeah.
Because, to do something with your art, you do have to try extra hard if you want it to have its own life out in the world. Artists can make art for all different reasons, and sometimes artists just make art for art making's sake. But if you want it to have another life of its own apart from just making it and it existing, then you do have to put extra effort in. And sometimes that's antithetical to like an artist's outlook, because artists are often, they're not keen on, they don't want the limelight, and they're making it just for art making's sake. So
Yeah.
you do have to go out of your way to kind of push it and ram it down people's throats, so to speak.
You have to have a pure love of music. You have to want to do it for no other reason than making music, but you also have to think commercially slightly in order to have...
Yeah, if you want to do it as a career, for
as
sure.
a career.
Yeah.
And everyone in the band feels that way? You're all on the same page?
I would say so,
Yeah.
for sure. And that's why we're still here, because we're so lucky and so fortunate, and so privileged, but you have to give stuff away to make art and make it your career.
I was having this conversation with an incredible woman from the music industry. Her name's Jackie Antes. She works at Live Nation, and I told her that I was going to interview you, and she said that Live Nation's promoting your next tour, actually.
Yeah.
And she was saying that you seem to be on so many festival bills, not just in Australia but all over the world, to the point where if you're not named on the festival bill, she notices that in the comment section, fans will go, "What the fuck? Where's Ocean Alley?" Have you noticed that?
Well, it's nice to know that that's happening.
I don't know, I guess you don't want to be that band though. You don't want to be that band that's...
everywhere.
Yeah, well...
Well, you don't want to be to the point where it's oversaturating and people are like...
That's another line you tread, eh?
Yeah. I think, it's a fine line where you want to be out there but not overdone.
Because it feels like if you're overdone and you're that band that just gets chucked on for the sake of getting chucked on a bill, it kind of diminishes your art in a way.
I don't know if any promoter chucks you on for the sake of chucking you on. They want to sell tickets, right?
Well,
and they know they can.
100%, and we love to sell tickets, whether it's for us or festivals. We love to put on a good live show. So that's, if we're getting thrown on bills.
Well, we
for
love
that
going to
reason,
festivals, so it's, we're happy to be on them.
100%.
You played some massive ones recently. Like, who's your favourite out of you just did the US and Europe, favourite festival that you just did?
They were all great in their own right. I feel like my favourite was probably in England, in Cornwall.
Boardmasters.
Boardmasters, maybe just because of the crowd response there.
Yeah?
The Pommies were into it.
Yeah, the Pommies are pretty rowdy and they're kind of jumping up and down. And
I liked Zaget Festival.
that was cool.
Where
We
was
played, that's in Budapest in Hungary.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
And it's like on an island in the middle of the Danube. And we played there like 6 or maybe even longer, 8 years ago on the second stage. So it was pretty cool to go back there so many years after and do the same thing.
Main stage?
The main stage, yeah.
you go.
We were on just before the Beaches.
Oh,
Band
cool.
from Canada, and they're awesome people.
And then Nelly Furtado.
And then Nelly Furtado.
Did you meet Nelly Furtado?
We didn't meet Nelly.
So we're kicking around.
Yeah, she was kicking around. She was. I saw her side of stage watching the Beaches, but we got to watch her set from side of stage, which was pretty cool.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
You'd see a lot of your favourite artists backstage, artist compound kind of thing. Do you ever go up and say a little hello and connect? Are you that type of artist?
I think, yeah, it kind of happens naturally when you're kind of just walking past people constantly. You kind of say hello. Some people, you obviously give them their space and don't.
You can kind of tell. Like,
yeah, like if people are up for hanging out
yeah,
or
you kind of
talking.
read the room, and if they're floating around, you like maybe introduce yourself, say, hey, you know, cool set, or look forward to seeing you, and you know, get talking that way. But there's
you're not knocking on their door.
No. There's other people that just scurry past, and you're like, oh, they don't want to be talked to. And sometimes we feel the same way. It just depends what mood you're in.
Read the room.
You kind of get that. You have that understanding when you're a touring artist that like everyone has their days. Like some days you just don't feel like doing anything. You're still obliged to go show up and do the gig, so you got to put a brave face on for showtime. But yeah, there's some days where you just don't want anyone to talk to you. Other days you're like, yeah, let's...
You especially.
Then other days I'm like, who wants to talk to me? Why won't anyone talk to me?
Because yesterday you were so mean to us.
Yeah.
That's such an interesting predicament to be in as like a band that's front facing. You perform for so much of your career and you have days where you just would rather be alone, but yet you have to push through.
You don't get any sick days.
No.
Not allowed.
I guess tour's just a full-on thing, and has its highs and lows. And some days you're not feeling as social as other days. But the shows are still the same. As soon as you're in front of people and playing and doing it,
I find you end up like saving yourself during the day rather than, you know, if you're not feeling as energetic as the day before, you know that the show's the ultimate thing that you have to perform in, and so you might just save your socialising until you're on stage.
Yeah, build up a social battery.
Or after, yeah. You've only got that battery, and so if it's running low in the morning, you kind of like, fuck, no one talk to me. I don't want to do anything. I'll see you on stage.
And do you just like read the room in terms of behaviour, or do you say to the band like, hey, today's a low social battery day, can you just...
A lot goes unsaid.
You just go MIA for a bit.
Yeah. They'll be like, where has he gone?
Yeah.
A lot goes unsaid amongst us because we're all pretty close friends and spend a lot of time together, so we don't have to have those meetings and set down rules like that. It's just kind of like, just go along with it.
You never know, you might get to that point. I know a band that does a thing called Heart to Hearts, and they sit in a circle and they talk about, their grievances.
No disrespect to that band, but fuck no.
I was going to name them, and now I won't.
No, don't. I'm sure they're lovely people, but I want to cover myself here. I'm not dissing anyone's, not yucking anyone's yum, but that's not something that we're into. And everyone's on the...
Stay in your lane.
Stay in your lane, yeah, exactly. Everyone's on our team, the band and our crew as well, the top goal is put on a good show and make it easy for everyone that's involved, make it fun. So that's an easy rule to live by.
I love that. And that's not about you, it's about the fans.
Yeah, it's never about you. Yeah.
Like the fans would love to hear that. That's amazing. I want to dive into... Sorry. I want to dive into the album, Chiaroscuro. I feel like I only have to say it with the accent now. What was happening in your life at the time? Let's go back to the writing stage, or when you were just about to write the record. What was going on?
It was a long time ago.
We were most of us were living together in a flat in Newport on the Northern Beaches. And we kind of just had amps and drums and stuff set up in the living room. So it was, I guess, like rehearsals and practice were kind of, they weren't
the same thing.
Just sporadic. We'd just do it whenever we wanted. I feel like it was easy and it wasn't too forced.
100%.
Just we had heaps of time to do it, and I think about some of those songs and how quickly they kind of came together. It was literally just jamming in the room.
There's no planned jamming sessions, because I think the reason why I ask this is because it's the second album, have you heard of the second album syndrome? Yeah. So I wonder if there was a bit of pressure on you to create,
I don't think
to
we
do
were
a follow-up.
Thinking that.
No, I'm sure at the time there was a little
Maybe.
bit, but looking back now, it's like if we thought there was pressure on us then, we were delusional,
Compared to now, you mean?
Yeah, compared to now and compared to everything that's happened since then. It's been a long time, so it's but...
Yeah, it's fun and games. It
was living together in that flat, or most of us living together and having that space where it was a unique space as well, because it was above a cafe
On the main
next to a gas
street.
station on the main street.
You can make as much noise
We
as you want all
couldn't
night.
we couldn't get a noise complaint. Just drums, full volume guitar amps and stuff, like
3 a.m.
3 a.m, 4 a.m, and it's like the only noise complaint we'd get would be the next morning when we're still going at 9 a.m.
Dentist.
Oh, the dentist too.
Yeah,
No, the
next
guy who owns the cafe downstairs would come up and he's really friendly and he's like, "Can you guys stop swearing because people are having breakfast downstairs?"
Yeah.
Like you'd hear it out the
Give
window.
us a couple of muffins to shut up.
Yeah, he'd say, "I got some muffins."
That's a friendly complaint.
Yeah,
Drinking out
that's
the
fine.
front. Yeah.
Here's some sustenance.
Exactly.
Oh, I love that. And what was that share house situation is kind of the ultimate. Like a lot of bands kind of go away together, they'll rent a house or they'll stay in a studio space or whatever. Like you literally had that built in. How long did it take to write the record because you were kind of living in the space of it?
Well, we would do the writing and demoing in that space, when we were feeling creative, which is mostly later at night. But then we did do what you just said and go away for like a week or two at a time.
Do the recording in blocks. So we'd do 3 or 4 songs, record that, then kind of do it again. Just 3 different blocks to get the whole album. So it wasn't one big task in itself.
Yeah.
You kind of spread it out and it's less daunting and more enjoyable.
And I was thinking about how you'd had 2 EPs, you'd had your debut record, which was it number 15 on the ARIA chart? It went pretty
Not
well.
sure.
Yeah, I love that you guys don't know that. It's not important to you.
What record was that?
Lost Tropics, I thought, was number 15 on the ARIA chart.
I forgot about that.
That's
You forgot about your debut album?
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
Shit.
To bring it totally to the music, not about the chart success, that's probably how best to frame it. You'd created these 2 EPs, then I think you started working with Callum on the debut.
Yeah, it would have been Lost Topics for sure.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. So was there anything on that debut record that you were like, I don't want to do anything production-wise like we did there? What did you do differently on Chiaroscuro that you definitely didn't do on Lost Tropics?
I don't think we did anything too different.
I remember just in terms of sounds and guitar and stuff like that, we were more dialed in and we paid a lot more attention to it on that album opposed to the Lost Tropics one. I think Cal was I don't know, it was weird. He was just telling us to
Yeah, we were always trying to push even
for more
now.
effects and stuff. And
we're always trying to push for a more bandy sound and a more natural instrumentation. And it's that push-pull between what you can achieve in the studio and what you want it to sound like on the record. But, all these sort of pipe dreams that you have of sounding some particular way. But we were rookies going into that. So it's we would have had some kind of direction for Cal, but we still didn't know what we wanted at that stage for sure.
You didn't actually have a vision for the sound of it or the mix of it, or
even just when we were recording it, I remember it was even some nights we'd be recording at 2 a.m. It was nothing was regimented. It was kind of just
surprising.
We're in there.
So much done.
I don't know what we were even doing there, but it was. It wasn't too strict, that's for sure.
And so that's different to now. Love Balloons completely in terms of how you attack the recording
and
record.
stuff like that. Yeah, we'll go there and we'll be there during the day, and you're more focused on music. Back when we were doing that, we were watching TV half the time in the room out the back, and
I guess it's the difference from being in a space that's yours. You're not renting it by the hour to having to be strict.
Well, even when we were paying for all those rooms, we were still blowing our time up the wall and stuff. So, yeah.
I don't know. Is it blowing your time up the wall if you're?
Well, that's the other argument too. It's
right.
Is that just called being creative? I don't know. Maybe.
If you hadn't have just sat there kind of noodling away, would you have gotten a certain riff or guitar line or something out of it?
Who knows?
And also, creativity doesn't. I don't know. This is a question. Do you feel like when creativity has structure and you need to create the album at this time within these means, is that not detrimental to creativity?
Well, Chiaroscuro, I remember there was a few songs on that album that we wrote literally in the studio and we're recording it, and it would be it'd be 2 days from when there was nothing to when it was done for the album. And
that's cool and fun and all, but
we don't do that anymore.
I think you you write a better song if you have a bit more thought put to it. And those songs come along every now and again, and you're like, oh, yeah, that's fucking cool. Like, where did that come from? But you don't write a record of songs. Like, there's not a record full of songs like that. Like, most of them you need to
you can get lucky,
try.
but you can't. Yeah.
Do you look at Confidence as one of those songs? Like, where the heck did that come from?
I remember it being very quick. It was in the lounge room of that share house. And I remember when we were doing it, and then we must have played through it, like, just that verse with the band a few times, and then Bowden had his notebook and he had those lyrics, and that was the first thing that he sung over it. So it was pretty much just that from the get-go.
What instrument was first?
It's keyboard.
Was it?
Yeah, because I was talking to the boys the other day about this, and I was saying, oh yeah, well, I always say, like, you know, it was awesome how Nick came up with that.
Well, I thought he did too.
Yeah. No, well, I said that in the cab the other day, and then Locke goes, oh no, I came up with that.
Yeah, right.
And Nick, so I think it was Locke came up with the sort of backstrokey, like boom, 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 boom.
But Nick must have come up with a doom.
And then Nick came up with a boom, boom, boom. Yeah. Anyway, just sort of, just yeah.
Oh, can we play that? So we first had so it was the keys first.
Listen, this is disputed.
Yeah.
And
mystery.
What camera can I look at to speak to Nick? Yeah, well, so Nick,
Okay.
Locke, if you guys had have come here, you could have set the record straight, but you didn't. Yeah, this is the intro.
What time of the morning are we talking when this happens? Or was it in the day?
This was lunchtime.
Not at 2 a.m.
Oh.
That's a crucial part of the song.
And then Nick's just done the classic Nick, just bam, bam, bam. Big
let's try
Sabbathy
that.
kind of like, I don't know. He always plays like that, so.
Oh, I've lost it.
Oh,
Hold
so
on.
you get, yeah, let's
Stems.
get
No,
the
let's-
bass stems.
Yeah.
Oh, crazy. So we might be able to settle this once and for all.
And then here's the bass. I love this. We're myth busting.
He came up with that. Oh, did he?
You'd have to ask them.
I have to ask him. Should I call him up?
So while the keys is happening, what are you doing?
I'm just doing the chords. I'm going.
Oh, you're mirroring
Like
him.
bar chords?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And did you feel like, oh, there's something here, I'll just hold back? Or
Well,
you're just
the
like,
whole
I'm just
song
gonna-
is the keys and the bass there, and we're just playing guitar chords over the top.
Are you guitar one or guitar two?
We change. That's confusing,
this is
isn't it?
this is
Oh,
guitar
what?
two.
Yeah.
This is guitar two.
I have no idea what.
Probably if it's me, there won't be anything in the intro. Yeah, that's me.
You know it just from like a second.
Well, I'm playing similar chords to Angus, what he's playing here, but he does this trill, this hammer-on thing. Oh, you don't hit the ones in the middle.
What's the ones in the middle?
Oh, I play these other chords. It's crazy. 'Cause-
So much space there.
Yeah.
It's so slow and.
Yeah, it's weird because
think
we
this is
don't
you, Mitch.
listen to our music like this after it's done.
Oh,
It's been
why would you?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Why would you?
Unless I make you. I'm so sorry.
So is this guitar two?
This is guitar one. I played you guitar two before.
This is me. Yeah, so I'm on a wah pedal here, kind of copying the same as the bass almost on the keys. That's the chorus.
You
And then
know,
it goes back verse.
I don't think that is the chorus though, is it? I'd say the
Oh
other
no,
bit is.
yeah, sorry, it's not the chorus.
is the start.
No,
It's like the
pre-chorus.
yeah.
Like the middle eight.
No. Oh,
kind of.
maybe like middle
Middle four.
pre-verse, middle. I don't know.
You know what blows my mind about the song is that it starts with the lyrics of the chorus, and that's become a massive thing. But it wasn't back in, was it 2017 that you wrote it?
Must be around then.
Like, have you released in 2017?
Yeah, it would have been. Yeah.
Like, that wasn't really a huge thing to start with your
Yeah.
song with the chorus lyrics.
It's not a really huge thing, but I think also let's just like...
I think just what Baden was singing,
Yeah,
it worked
and
and it fit, so just kept running with it.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I can't think of any specifically off the top of my head, but that's kind of how we operate. And it's like, if it feels good and it works and then that's it. Not thinking that this is groundbreaking or new, or we're rehashing this thing that you know.
Yeah. But there would have been a moment where you've gone, guys, that was really good. Like, maybe not thinking it's groundbreaking, but knowing that you're onto something.
Yeah, when...
I thought just the feel of the song was good, and it felt nice to play, and...
I think also it was probably a bit of a change up in style and genre for us compared to some of the like Knees and Happy Sad were like a bit more like, you know, sort of more of a journey song.
Yeah.
And they weren't really like, that sort of has that, with that backstroke and the bass and the keys, it's like a bit more towards the R&B side, you know, a bit more rhythmic.
Yeah.
And repetitive rather than those long, you know, sort of ones like Happy Sad and Knees, which sort of take you on a journey.
Why do you think that happened? Was there a certain band you were listening to at the time or something?
I think we're probably just we just didn't want to write a whole record of Happy Sads. So we're like, well, we've got to, you know, do something different.
Yeah. How long did it come together? How long did it take to come together? Like
That
from
song?
that first key to, so it's
Whoa.
lunchtime, and then when was it finished?
Oh,
From my memory, like if
Yeah.
we started at 12, would have been done by like 3
would
o'clock.
have been a couple of hours.
Yeah.
And then it's like, the like, basically the bones are there. The song's sort of there, and it's like, oh, sweet, well now we just keep playing it, and just all the parts are there, we just refine every part. But the bass and the keys that's that whole song basically.
Is that
And then
normal?
Baden's lyrics.
Yeah. Is that normal for you guys to have a song start to finish done in 3 hours?
Some days they just don't come together at all, and it's like banging your head against the table. It's hard work, but yeah, like a couple of. I remember one of the
Drench was off the new record.
that was kind of hard yakka for a bit.
It was, but that was we did that in a day.
Down the line off the new record, Baden kind of had the chords, and we did it in an afternoon,
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool.
which was cool.
And what do you do when you feel like you're banging your head against the wall? Because there's this songwriter that I spoke to years ago. Her name's Sarah Aarons. She's Aussie from Melbourne. She had a couple of Billboard #1s. She wrote that song "Stay," and she said if she hasn't finished the song in half an hour, she's out.
Yeah.
She's like, I'll move on next session. It's obviously not working.
Yeah, I mean, when we're writing, we'll kind of just have, you know, we'll try and be there for the day, and we'll have ideas, and we'll try and we just force stuff to go onto it, and then we'll go home and listen to it. But sometimes, you know, straight away, you know, it's working. Other times, you're really forcing for things to happen, and then, you know, you come back the next day and you either have a change that can make it better and make it work, or you're like, nah, that doesn't work at all.
Yeah, you got to come. Sometimes you have to freshen the ears a step away, but also sometimes it just takes time. And so we realise that, and like, as much as we're over it and stuff, we'll just stay there in the room, just sort of noodling amongst ourselves, just making a racket, just in the hope that if we spend time on it, even if it's not productive time, something will happen. And like, it's a mixture of the two things. And we do realise that in those moments, sometimes you're not creative at all. It just goes so, you know, you'll try, but then eventually it's like, oh,
Hard to force it,
yeah, let's step away.
There's a lot of writers in the room when an Ocean Alley song is created. You know, there's so much creativity there, but how do you know who to stop and listen to? Or like, how do you, like, you obviously tuned into what was happening with the keys. How do you know to respect that rather than going off and finding something else on your own?
If it sounds good.
Like, you all have a similar ear, you think?
No, like 6 heads is better than one, so you're kind of just taking everyone's sort of, what everyone's saying, and you, try and incorporate it, or you work out what's best, and then you...
But we just write stuff that we think sounds cool, and to us, pretty much. And so it's like, if it doesn't sound good, then you move on, and if it sounds good, it's worth something exploring.
Confidence is such a great example of, like, it obviously sounded great to you. It was so authentic to where you wanted to go at the time. And then it connected massively in Australia, like took over the Hottest 100, obviously took #1 on the Hottest 100, had this huge moment in 2019.
And then in 2023, global, like thanks to TikTok, thanks to a TikTok trend. I was talking to our intern Claudia, she's from the US, and she was saying that she only cottoned onto you in 2023 in the US because of TikTok.
It's crazy.
And I think it's a wonderful thing, but was it weird that the trend had sped up your song and changed it slightly?
I think it sounds kind of cool. So
Yeah, I do too.
I mean, listening to that sounds so. We don't play it that slow even live. So
Yeah, that's one of the older songs that are on our set list that we still play, that we don't play with a click track or anything, and we definitely don't play it that slow.
Do you think that's because of the TikTok
Nah.
virality?
I think just in a live setting that feels very slow, and you kind of
Yeah.
like, I don't know, heart's racing a bit more, and you.
We actually, was it Happy Sad? Someone sent us a similar thing, which is crazy. It was before the...
Or Tombstone? I don't know.
Nah.
Another sped up one.
Yeah, it was another
Oh,
sped up.
it was yeah, I forgot.
I
what
think it was
was.
Happy Sad.
No, it was
You remember
the
it?
Come Down.
The Come Down. It was the Come Down. It's off that same record. And someone sent us that, and they just screen recorded it off the YouTube with the speed up like 1.25 times or something.
Well,
and it
that's
sounded sick. And we actually
We
played...
recorded it. We did a live video playing it,
Yeah.
the sped up version, because it was fun.
Yeah.
Something different.
And it's like, that song feels so slow normally, and it was really cool. So, you know, maybe...
Gives it a new life.
Yeah. If Baden's voice could go as high as the Chipmunks, then maybe we would do
You'd do
confidence
it.
like that these days.
Did that change the pacing of any future songs? Like when you had the TikTok trend go nuts?
No, we haven't gone that ham.
Nah. But like
On
this-
remix,
Yeah.
let's go.
But the latest record, we definitely tried to not do anything too slow. But like, you know, a song's just like, I mean,
It kind of works at a certain speed. And,
Exactly.
and
yeah, like, you know,
it either feels too slow, or it feels
or it
too
feels
fast.
too fast. So
Yeah.
yeah.
When did you cotton on to the fact that Confidence was basically about to chart in the top 50 of the Billboard TikTok chart and was about to, you know, re-enter the ARIA chart as well? Like when did you realise that it had
for
this re-emergence?
recent one.
Oh, there's a new one?
Oh, you mean the TikTok thing?
thing.
For when in 2023 when Confidence went boom
Our
again.
tour
We
manager
had no
Tyler's, he's the guy that does our TikTok, and he's kind of knew what was happening, so he would kind of, you know, fill us in. But none of us have TikTok.
We
so
were on tour.
We didn't really
at the time.
understand what was
Yeah.
happening, I guess, and we didn't really see it. But Tyler would fill us in, and it was pretty cool to hear.
Yeah, he was like, oh boy, it's like,
Yeah.
people keep sharing this sped up version.
Yeah, like
oh,
the White House or something.
Whatever.
Joe Biden did it on the White House. It was Joe Biden with the White House Instagram.
I did not see that one.
Yeah.
That is so
and all
good.
these other crazy ones like the football, the NFL playing it and stuff.
That was wild.
Yeah.
Is that your favourite trend of it? Because I feel like everyone would have their favourite video of it.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. Biden just like creeping around with confidence behind him.
It looked funny with most people doing that, so yeah.
That's so good. My algorithm showed mainly the glow ups of girls in their outfits.
It's a good glow up song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get ready with me, that kind of thing.
Get ready with me.
I know that's. Oh well, you're not on TikTok, so you don't know all
Nah,
these things.
nah,
Why
we
aren't you on?
couldn't
Well, is it because you get into a scroll hole and next minute it's 3 a.m.?
It's a waste of time, eh?
Never
There you
messed with
go.
it.
Yeah.
It's a waste of time.
Don't do it. Like my gift to you will be the validation that you're doing the right thing. Do not do it. I get in too many scroll holes.
Yeah, people need to chill out on the internet a bit, and their own profiles and all of that.
Are you on
Cause
any
a lot of-
socials personally?
Me personally, no. Some of the other guys
None.
are, but I know they don't give two fucks about it. So, when was the last
You're
post?
pretty
you did?
active on Messenger.
On the DMs?
Oh yeah, no, we've got a good group chat going with the lads, so very active on that.
Are you on socials?
I have a couple, yeah.
Okay. What's your reason for not being on it?
I just can't be fucked, and it's a waste of time. Like you know,
Yeah.
go to the pub and talk to someone, and you know, I used to when I was in high school. One of my other hobbies was photography, landscape photography. So it's great for marketing and like you know, and for like if you want to have a profile and sort of promote yourself or whatever brand you want, then yeah, go for it. Or sharing with family and friends, but you know, just promoting yourself for the sake of promoting yourself is like, it's a waste of time. No one gives a fuck what you're doing, really, except your family and friends. So that's a perfectly good reason to have your socials, to fill your friends in, but just too many other things to do.
And we labour over it too. Like so many people that use social media, they're like, oh, is this picture? I've been known to do that. I'm like, oh, I think I need a filter. Well, you're right. No one gives a fuck.
No one gives a fuck about yourself personally, but like I said, for cultivating a brand, for marketing and all of that, that is one thing that we were very lucky to have when we started the band, is the internet and Instagram. And we had our own Instagram, and we would post sort of stupid videos of us fucking around, and we'd post the shitty posters of us playing at the local pub and like, you know, all of that sort of stuff. And that was fantastic, because then you don't need a record label you don't need to pay anyone to go do that for you. You can do it yourself. And so that's really cool. But for me personally, I don't need to promote my personal brand right now, so I don't do it.
The DIY element of Ocean Alley is very fascinating, because I know, you know, you previously released through Unified and then distroed through Sony. What's your distribution? Like, who do you distribute through? Community music, is that?
Yeah.
Did you start community music?
No.
What is that?
Part of Unified.
Oh, it's part of, okay, so you're still under Unified.
Still
It's
under
all kind of
Unified.
in-house, yeah.
Okay.
But that's just Unified. We're just under a management contract with them. We're completely independent musicians, own all our music and stuff. So, yeah.
What does that mean, completely independent?
We don't have any contractual obligation to make music for anyone. No one else is getting a cut from our music except for us. We own all of our intellectual property.
Your masters?
All of the masters, everything. It's all ours, and we get to make the calls.
Do you think that's rare?
Historically,
Yeah,
but
I'd
these
say there's
days,
probably a trend more these days where it's possible to do that.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
I know
it's-
some artists that don't own their masters that will struggle to recoup what they owe to their publisher and to their label, and it'd be detrimental to their decision making in terms of, do we tour this, do I take that label deal, do I take that brand deal, whereas because you own your masters, you're a lot more free in your decision making.
Yeah, and we don't owe anyone any money, so that, you know.
That's a good feeling.
Well,
I
we
guess it's a slower slog to get where you want to go,
100%.
but yeah, it was kind of working. We could see that this is what we wanted, so we just went that way.
That's so good. And obviously, with the album dominating the Hottest 100 in 2019, that would have been so good for you too.
Well, that helps get
That's
you.
great.
That helps get you the gigs that you want to play, and then, you know, that funds the next record, and funds your tours. And
Yeah.
like Angus was saying, it's just that slow sort of progression, and just piggybacking off the last opportunity, and being willing to. Like when we first started, getting paid fuck all, but we'd all collect that. We weren't paying ourselves any wages. We were still working a day job, and then all that money would go to pay for band stuff.
Great. I rewatched the video of you finding out you'd taken #1 in the 2019 Hottest 100, and it looked like you were really surprised, but also like it felt like it. How do I put this? It felt like it wasn't the biggest deal for you. Like it feels like accolades aren't that important. Am I right?
I mean, we were so stoked with that. That day we were at a friend's barbecue, and we were there from like lunchtime. We were listening to the whole thing, and we kind of, we'd hoped that we'd do well, and we thought that it might get quite high, but you don't expect that. And then I think it got like an hour away from them announcing it, and we got a call saying we've got to get in a taxi and go to the ABC studios. And I guess at that point you're kind of thinking this is looking pretty good.
Well, I remember we'd been at the party all day. We're in the ABC studios, and like I remember Tom, the drummer's like, he's like, fuck, you got any beer in here? They're like, nah.
We're just coming to the best place now.
Do you guys want some pizza? And we're like, nah. And then Tom's in there going, how long is this going to take? And like stuff like that.
It was an amazing experience.
It was so cool, but like, even when we were sitting in there and there was like 4 songs to play still, and we still hadn't been played, we were still like, what's going on? Like, what's going to happen here?
Yeah.
So it was just like disbelief.
Then did you celebrate after, like when you could finally get back to the party?
Oh yeah, we got back to our flat that we all lived together, and you couldn't even move in there. I don't know who'd let everyone in, but the entire suburb was in
The
our
entire
house.
suburb was in the flat. They'd
was
moved. We were around the
insane.
corner, and
Yeah.
and there's still champagne stains on the ceiling to this day.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, we refused to wash them, and the flat's a piece of shit. So the landlady was like,
It's a knockdown.
it's a knockdown, don't worry about it. They should come in every time for like, once every few months for the inspection, be like, oh yeah, all the champagne stains are still there,
Everything's in order.
They're still there. I was in New York like the other day, and I saw these young kids. None of us are living there, or any of our friends. I was like, oh, they were sitting out on the awning, like on top of the shop, like on the roof. And I was like, back with my mate, I'm like, oh, we should go knock on the door. Knock on the door. The same fucking couch is in there, the same fridge, the same table, like all of that. And we're like, fuck, the champagne stain was still there. And
Did you have a whole chat to them?
kind of. I asked them for a beer and they said, oh, no, we don't have any. And so we're like, oh, that was these young...
You went up there for a beer, didn't you?
These young blokes were like, all right, well, we'll be off. But yeah,
Did you tell them who you were?
we said we used to live there.
But you didn't say you were
Nah,
Ocean
they
Alley.
didn't give a fuck. They probably don't even know who we are. They're the young TikTokers,
Oh yeah, they're doing the
Yeah.
viral dance trends. So you do know about that's
Yeah, because I see it on the news. I see it on the news.
I
see it
reckon
on
you've
the
got
news.
a secret little burner
I
account.
reckon
You're
he
a
does
boy
too.
on TikTok.
Oi, stop it.
Found out. Is Triple J like part of your release strategy when you're releasing records now? Like, do you see it as, okay, we've got to go and do the Triple J stuff. It's really important to connect with our fans.
It always has been.
It's important to get on the radio,
Yeah.
whatever radio station that is. And in Australia, the easiest radio station for independent musos to get on, people who aren't charting, is Triple J. Or community radio stations like FBI or 2SER or stuff like that. But, that's how you get onto the Triple J festivals, and you start your career doing that, and yeah, it's important.
Is it interesting looking at the Australian media opportunities and the US media opportunities? Because I know college radio, which is kind of like their versions of Triple J in the US, there's like 100 of them.
Yeah.
And then we have this one national youth broadcaster, which I imagine for Triple J would be quite a lot of pressure, essentially having a monopoly over that market. But is it like when you tour over there, I know you did like Good Morning America and stuff like that, just bonkers.
Yeah.
Is it interesting looking at the clear differences between how
It's
you
just so
can
clear,
market
it's
yourself?
so different. Like, we wouldn't have any idea of how that sort of setup works.
No, I mean,
Yeah.
obviously you're so fortunate in Australia if you're on Triple J because it's nationwide over there. It's so insular in every state, and you feel like you kind of have to hit so many outlets to get a bit of reach over there.
Yeah.
There's no comparison. There's seriously no comparison. It's like crazy. And that's the next market we're trying to figure out, because we want to play more festivals there and do bigger shows over in the States. So it's like, fuck, how do we go about doing this?
I feel like you've played so many of the big festivals in the US. I feel like there's like all these signpost moments that bands have of like, I'd love to play that festival, love to play that. I feel like you've played so many of them so far.
We want to play Coachella.
Yeah, still
would
a
be
few
sick.
more.
Heaps
what
more.
we want to do. A lot more, yeah.
Apparently their fees are not great for the production that they expect
Right.
as well. I was talking to Fat Freddy's Drop and
Yeah.
they turned it down because, they have quite a large band and
Yeah.
all of their family travel together as well.
Right.
So it would be quite expensive for them to
I
all
bet.
do it.
Yeah.
I guess they've just got festivals like that, big festivals like that, can kind of pick and choose. And if someone's like, oh no, turn them down, there'll be
The
100
next
other,
person.
other people ready to go. Yeah, we'll move that.
Yeah. I also had What's So Not on the podcast, an EDM artist, and he was talking about how there is an expectation of Coachella that you will spend a lot of your fee on the production value.
Yeah, right. Interesting.
Well, I
Yeah.
remember hearing when Tame Impala did it, and I remember hearing the amount he put into his production or something, but it was wild. I guess that's just what you do there.
Yeah.
They've got that power to demand that, because
And-
artists want to play, like I just said, we want to play Coachella.
Yeah.
So we would consider doing the same if we had the opportunity. It's about, I've been there once. It's about playing your music to hundreds of thousands of people over the weekend. It's crazy.
It would be wild. Do you have what's your pinch me moment when you think of all the festivals you've played or all the shows you've played all over the world, do you have that one moment that you like reminiscing about?
I mean, the Splendour in the grasses on the main stage. That's pretty surreal.
Yeah, that's my favourite still. I can still remember walking out onto that stage and walking off the stage actually.
It's pretty sick. Oh, it's such a great setup with that amphitheatre.
It's going to be one of the sickest festival venues that I've been to in the world.
Yeah.
Haven't been to every festival, but man, like you'd be looking out straight from the stage. It's kind of high up, and you see the middle of the hill, and then you just like track your eyes up, and you keep going up, and you keep going up, and there's just like people up the top of the amphitheatre. Like really cool.
So
Really cool.
you remember
Cool for the artists and like such a spectacle for. I remember watching bands like way up the hill, and you can just see the whole crowd, and you're like, "Fuck yeah, this is cool." Trees behind you.
Yeah.
You just said you remember walking on the stage and walking off the stage. Is all the rest like a blur?
All the rest is a blur. Because people are like, "Oh, were you nervous before that show?" And we weren't. I think we were all just like, "Yeah, just do our thing." And then, as the show finished and we walked off stage, then the nerves hit, and you're shaking and stuff.
I've never heard of that before.
Yeah, because you kind of like, I guess for me at least, just trying to push all the nerves out of your head and just trying to do the show and enjoy yourself and make it look natural like you've always done. That's what I was thinking. And then everything's kind of like a blur, and then you're like, the show finishes and people are applauding, and then then you're paying attention to what's just happened, and you walk off and yeah.
And what's that like when the adrenaline hits you and you're off stage and everyone around you, from your team to your friends to each other, want a piece of your attention to congratulate you, and you're actually going through this huge adrenaline hit?
Well, it's not really like that for us. We kind of walk off stage, and sometimes it's really like, downplayed. It's like, we just like walk, like massive show, we walk off and we're all like, oh, nice one, or we just
You come off feeling, I mean, for those ones especially, you're feeling great, and everything's good at that point.
Yeah. But there's not really celebration backstage after you walk off, that was
not
sick.
like that.
That's cool, everyone, good hugs, where's the team, good. No, it's kind of just walk off and you're like, yeah, that's cool.
I think you need to change that. You know how bands have a pre-show ritual? I reckon you need a post-show ritual where you have a big bear hug or something.
Nah, we normally just peel off and go hit the crowd and go watch some music.
Do a couple of cheerses backstage.
Do you have a pre-show ritual?
Just hang out.
Nothing.
A couple of drinks to kill the nerves, and then just these days we've got to warm up.
Yeah,
The
warm up.
vocals and the fingers, but apart from
I
that.
used to have a lie down every now and then.
Yeah, his trick was in the green room.
Yeah.
He found out this cool spot. It'd be under the table with the black tablecloth.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no one can see it.
Yeah, because he'd be sleeping on the chairs or the couch with his feet up, like his hat,
so
with
uncomfortable.
his hat sideways, face squished, like an hour before stage, and then everyone would fuck with him and like poke him and do that. So he decided he'd lift the tablecloth.
You can still hear everything under there.
You can still hear everything, but so you can on the couch, but at least no one can fuck with you. And then you're like, where's Angus or something? You lift that up and he's just under there going, 30 minutes till show, man.
Yeah, that's to Angus. Is there anything that scares you about the trajectory of Ocean Alley?
Not really.
No. Oh, bring it on. Nothing. We don't get scared easily.
Do you, I think about how there is such a sacrifice to being a musician, and you couldn't do anything else because it's your passion, it's within your blood, and you wouldn't feel like you're fully living to your full potential if you weren't doing it. But there's no doubt that there's a sacrifice, whether it's, as you start to have families, when you start to have loved ones and responsibilities back home, does it feel like there's a sacrifice at all?
Kind of don't really know any different, to be honest.
Yeah, I feel like the sacrifice already kind of happened a bit, and now we're, reaping the benefits, and to be able to live the life we want to live and raise the families we want to raise, then this is what we have to do. And so in that way, it's not that scary.
When did the sacrifice happen?
I think just those earlier tours where we weren't earning much money, and you kind of all sharing one hotel room and sleeping on floors.
With 6 of you?
Yeah, or driving up the coast and sleeping in the car, or sleeping in the swag under the car, or Um,
And at that point in our lives, when we were
It was-
19,
it was-
20,
it was
22,
fun.
it was fine because we didn't have families or, you know, stuff at home to worry about.
yeah.
So I'm lucky that we did it at that time.
Drink this, sleep there.
Yeah, drink this, sleep there.
Do you both surf? Yeah. What's your replacement for surfing? Because I feel like surfing helps you feed your creativity a bit. What's your replacement when you're on tour and you can't take your board?
We've just been getting into golf lately, which has been nice.
Really?
Yeah, trying to hit up a few courses when we're away and have days off, which is a nice way to fill the time.
Go slog a couple of balls into the woods.
Kind of be out in nature a little bit, opposed to sitting in a green room waiting to go on stage.
Although we're heading back to the States in like a month or so, and we just got the message from our wonderful tour manager, Tyler, booked into the wave pool in Texas.
Which we like going
cool.
Like
to.
doing, yeah, a couple of days before the first gig.
Yeah.
Oh, surfing
So-
scares me. Oh, I did it once and I wasn't amazing at it, and so I gave up.
At least there's no sharks in a wave pool.
No.
Yeah. Have you seen a shark before when you're surfing?
Yeah, a few.
A few.
Yeah.
And you still
Small
do it.
ones.
Yeah, small ones. Although there was a guy up at Cabba the other day got bit.
I
Very
saw
close.
the board.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was freaking scary.
Insane, very close to where we are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was looking at the Cabaret de Cam thinking of going for a surf.
That same day.
Yeah. Well, most days, but it's you don't really think about it, and like
But should
you'll
you?
I don't think you should really.
Well, yeah, you shouldn't live with fear, but
Yeah,
like,
shouldn't
is there
live with
something you can wear that like scares the sharks or?
That'd be great.
Some people paint eyes on the bottom of their surfboard, like
Oh,
big
so it
eyes,
thinks it's a
so it looks
big
like it's something looking at them.
predator.
You know, the jury's still out. I think.
Yeah.
But then it could be food though. Like if it's got eyes, it's meat. Like,
Just looks like a beady-eyed human. I'll
Yeah.
take that.
yeah. Oh, that's so scary. I want to talk about Love Balloon as well because you haven't released it yet. It's out really soon. You attacked it a little bit differently, obviously, to your second record. But what can you tell us about it? I know only, what have you got, 3 songs out from it so far?
Yeah, we've got 3.
Yeah.
There's 10 tracks on it.
Now it's you with the data. Okay.
There we go.
Coming in with the numbers.
Give us some more.
Yeah, we aimed for a more upbeat and kind of groove-driven album, I guess, opposed to a slower sort of ballad-issue
Yeah.
stuff that we've done in the past. I think that's how we were feeling at the time. It's more happy. And we wanted to be able to play it live and have crowds festival crowds engage with it and sort of,
Yeah.
work in that environment.
Worked with the new producer, Nick Tadea.
Excuse me,
So-
you're not working with Callum anymore?
No.
Oh, Callum got the boot.
Oh, how's he feel?
Nah, he feels good about that. Callum is still our front of house sound guy
Oh, so
extraordinaire.
he tours with you.
He tours with us all the
Oh,
time.
he's part of the
Still kicking
family.
around.
Still kicking around.
7th member.
And every fucking show we do in the States, all the house guys come and go, "Hey man, your sound guy's really good." We go, "Fuck, shh, don't tell him, he'll get a big head," you know.
Yeah, they'll steal
Yeah.
him. Yeah. Okay, so Nick's on. Well, Nick's done some incredible records. Okay, so why did you choose Nick?
We got introduced to him via Bernard Fanning.
We were on the bill in
That's a good
Adelaide.
little intro, isn't it?
Yeah, we were
It's good
playing.
enough for Powderfinger.
Yeah, absolutely. We were playing a festival in Adelaide and Bernard was on it, and because we're living in the Byron area and he's got a studio up there, he said, "Come check it out." And then, introduced us to Nick, and it kind of just worked from the get-go. It was easy and we got along really well.
Yeah, he's cruisy like us.
Yeah.
Really nonchalant, just like, yeah, that sounds cool, man.
Yeah.
Do that, man.
Yeah.
So he kind of lets you run your own race. He's kind of figured out that.
One of the first things he said when we linked up with him and met him for the first time, he said, "I'm not going to tell you what to do or anything like that. I'm just going to tell you when it's bad and when it's good." And we were like, "Sweet, that's going to work."
That's a good production.
Yeah,
strategy.
because
Yeah.
I guess we were scared of working with a new producer who would sort of take a bit more of control off us, as some producers do. As sometimes they need to. Sometimes it's not appropriate. But we'd been working with Callum for so long and had this sort of deep understanding of how we operate. So we're a bit scared to lose that, when we left Callum. But as soon as we got to know Nick, we realised that we were in good hands, and
Yeah, it was a great experience.
really
And
cool.
tell me, because obviously Callum's essentially the seventh member, he's with you all the time. What was the conversation with him to say we're going to go with Nick Didier this time?
I think, to be honest, he didn't want to do it.
He wanted, yeah, no, 100%.
He did.
Really?
Yeah.
He wanted to focus more on what his true passion was and what he's exceptionally good at doing. He's just proven that. He proves that every fucking day that we work with him, is the front of house sound. Being the guy that's in charge of what the audience hears in a live setting, in a venue, in all different venues, and he's really talented at that. And he wanted to focus on that.
I think we both knew that we wanted to have a change.
And
on
we
this
wanted
record.
to change, so it was mutual. It was like
Wow.
it was perfect. He's like, he didn't want to let us down, but by saying, I don't want to do it, and we didn't want to let him down by saying we want to try something else, try something new, see, explore. And we both had the same idea at the same time, and so it was easy.
Yeah, it all fell into place.
Yeah.
You said at the start that there's a bit of luck that comes into Ocean Alley. I can see it now.
Yeah.
That's pretty
I mean,
cool.
just if you don't try too hard, then stuff just sort of happens. You kind of got to have like eyes out of the boat perspective. You can't be like staring at your feet the whole time. You do have to pay
Yeah.
attention to what's around you and what's happening, and what doors are available to open and that, rather than just sort of shuffling through whatever's in front of you.
That's a great sentiment. I think
I could work that into a better quote, I think.
a little
I'll
turn of
work on
phrase.
it.
Do you want to
Yeah.
have another go at it?
I can't even remember what I said. I'm going to
If you're
have to watch
looking-
this back and I'll turn it into a lyric or something cool.
Maybe it's like if you're too busy looking at your feet, you'll miss out on
It's a
the
lyric
open
that
doors or something.
Yeah, it's a lyric that someone's done.
Something
before.
about walking through it. There's something
Something
there.
shuffling.
Shuffling. I did the shuffling.
Yeah, you
you
did,
get
you
good
did,
at that. Yeah.
Thank you both so much for coming on the podcast.
Thank you.
Appreciate
It's been a
you.
pleasure here.
Oh,
Beautiful
good.
green couch, and one of the last people you're interviewing in your studio before you move.
Oh, look at that. You remembered. Yeah,
No,
thank
Yas
you.
got me.
Yeah. She's all over it.
Thanks
yeah.
so much, Coffee.
Yeah,
Thank
cheers.
you.